Yeah. What it do? Yeah, it's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that R.O.D Pod. For those that don't know who I am him. You're Junes the NBIC. And again, I represent that R.O.D, redeem or destroy, facts over beliefs, okay? And of course, we got to give nothing but praise and honor, respect to the creators, the ancestors, and the fallen deities, the Alkebulan deities that hover over us, that's waiting for us to tap in to give us the strength to get our land back. Are you dumb? Or are you dumb? Round of applause for that. Yeah, man. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, man. You know, my weekend was phenomenal. I want to give a shout out to the Wiz. Shout out to the Wiz. Shout out to Mama Love for providing us with these tickets, and we was able to see the movie Sinister. And that's what today's broadcast is going to be about, the movie Sinister. But not, giving you a review about Sinister, but how the movie Sinister literally displayed in a theater form everything that I've been saying for the last 5 to 6 years. And I want to give a big thank you to the ancestors, because I know that they're working with me. I know that they show me things and provide me with information that I'm going to need to not to just only provide to you, but also provide and have for myself moving forward, just in case we don't make it home tonight, right? But before we dive into that, I got to give you guys the hood news. The hood is still shady, still grimy, still ain't no sunshine where we from. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine where we from, 'cause where we from, homie, you can be gone anytime, 'cause these streets don't play. Streets don't play, man. First on the list, let's talk about sports for a bit, man. Damn, Deion Sanders' son picked in the 5th round, and a lot of controversies going on within the NFL right now, saying the reason why he was chosen 5th is because of his dad. And his dad thought he was bigger than the NFL. So they had to give him a little bit of that humble pudding to let the nigga give this nigga a reminder that you is nothing more than just a nigga. And it's also going to tie in today's conversation when it's pertaining to this movie Sinister. But yeah, they had to give him a little bit of that humble pie. He had to relax himself. You understand? Just got information, man. I just seen something in the Bronx. I believe it was yesterday. Somebody got stabbed to death on the train because he stepped on somebody's Jordans, a pair of Jordans that came from China. I mean, damn, bro. You killed that man for $15, bro. It's crazy out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? And today I just found out a 50-year-old man was shot in the head in East New York. Look, check this out. If you're 50 years old and you're having problems in these streets, you need to go into a mental institution. You have to be evaluated, because there's no way you're 50 years old and there's people out in these streets looking to blow your head off at 50 years old. Come on, guys. Which leads to today's conversation. Have black people been poisoned by the white bite? Let me say that again. Or should I say, let me ask that again. Have black people been poisoned by the white bite? Now, everybody might have their different opinions. I would like to give you mine. Have black people been poisoned by the white bite? And if you was to ask me that question in 2025, the answer would be absolutely, positively. When you look at the state and the nature of today's black people, you can tell that this is not of who we are. The way that we act, the way that we dress, the way that we talk, the things that we find interest, the women we find value in. You know, this is a nation of people that has been poisoned by this white bite. This white bite is doing more damage to the black race than any other race on the face of this earth. That this poison, not only does it kill who you are as an Alkebulan or Alkebulan kidnap, not only does it kills you, it makes you hate the very existence of anything that looks like you. Now, some of you guys may ask, so then, June, so where did this poison come from? How was we able to get bit? Because I don't associate myself with them. I try to separate myself from them. So how was I bit? And I would love to tell you that. You was bit the moment you came out of your mother's womb. You was bit the moment you came out your mother's womb and your mother gave thanks to Jesus for your arrival on this earth. You've been bit from the moment your mother and your father and your loved ones got you dressed when you can barely sit up. You damn sure can't walk nor crawl. And they bring you before a man. And this man submerge your head into water. This is how long you've been bit. And not only was you bit and that poison has overtaken you, they gave you antibiotics like music, like school, like your work. They gave you antibiotics to make sure that whenever you get the awakening of being an Alkebulan, they gave you antibiotics to suppress that. See, they're giving you the poison. Not only does it destroy the soul, it destroys the white blood cells, it destroys the mind, it destroys it all. Because this white bite, oh man, oh how it has destroyed the black life. This white bite made black people go against pro-black. I seen something on TikTok where a black sister was saying we need more more parenthood, whatever that joint, Planned Parenthood. We need more of that. Because with more of that, it will do what? Minimize the large amount of black people on this earth. We got black people saying that it's too much black people on this earth. We got black people saying that it's too much black people on this earth. You know she was bit by the poison. You got black people in France right now, protesting, lobbying together, going against my brother Abraham for what he's doing in Burkina Faso, and they're protesting, saying that this man should resign, that he needs to be taken out of office because he is, I guess, hurting the French people. And that we supposed to be love. That this is not the way it's supposed to go. That two wrongs don't make a right. Kumbaya, we see the light. Hold my hands in the name of Christ. You gonna love me tonight. There was a black man in France. You know he was bitten. You know he was bitten and he's poisoned. Me and the Wiz had a conversation. And, you know, sometimes she you know, shout out to her, but sometimes I know she feels like, yo, bro, how do we overcome this? How do we detox from this poison? And I told her, and she asked, matter of fact, she asked the question, she asked, will we be able to see the redemption in our lifetime? And the sad thing is, I told her no, we will not see it. The reason why we will not see it is because of the distractions. Is because of the antidepressants, not the antibiotics, but the antidepressants. The things that's put in front of us to put a Band-Aid over this bite. Act like this bite never even happened. And when somebody like myself even mentioned the bite, there are those that would say, you are delusional. You're crazy. You are conspiracy theorists. You don't know what you're talking about. You sounds like you got nothing but hate in your heart. You need to have love. You need to have unity. We need to get away from the things of the past and focus on the future and have a better future for the children. Meanwhile, you're saying all of that, but the children got more foo-foos in their arms than anything else. I mean, when you watch this movie, there's a nigga named Cornbread. This nigga Cornbread got bit. And after he got bit, he became a totally different person. He became a very absurd, self-entitled, felt like everything should be handed to him. It was demanding people to let him or her in the house. Now, when you watch the movie, the only way that these people are able to attack you is if you let them in your house. You have to give them the okay to come inside your house. Now, when you see Cornbread, when you get a chance, you're going to see Cornbread jucking and jiving the same way Malcolm was talking about. And all the freedom fighters that stood on the front lines warning us about individuals like that. When I seen this man, the first person that came into my mind was Barack Obama. That's the nigga that was bit. That nigga don't even have vampire bites. That nigga got rabies. That nigga was bit. There's not an antibiotic that can help this bite. It's not. And a lot of our people has been bit. And I told I told the Wiz, we gotta know and identify who's been bit. There's a part in the movie where everybody was required to eat garlic to determine if they was one of them. And we got to do the same thing in the hood. Excuse me. We got to do the same thing in the hood. We got to be able to identify who is the vampires, who is upholding this blood-sucking, systematic nonsense that has overtaken the black and brown community. We must be able to identify them. How are you able to identify these bloodsuckers? Pay attention to the characteristics. Let me give you an example of somebody that has been bit. A man that sees nothing wrong with killing his own. That's somebody that's been bit. A man that sees nothing wrong with selling drugs, fentanyl, crack, cocaine, marijuana to his people. That's somebody that's been bit. A man that opens himself up and sleeps with numerous amount of women would jeopardize their family, their homes, their happiness, would do all that. That's somebody that's been bit. Somebody that's invested into politics and know more about Euro-Christian ideology than black understanding. That's somebody that's been bit. Somebody that's upholding religion and would stand on it. Even if they can't prove nothing, they would stand 10 toes down on this philosophy, the ideology. That's somebody that's been bitten. That's somebody that's poisoned. That's somebody that's dangerous. Very dangerous. When you watch that movie, the people that's very dangerous is the one that you call family. Yes. I would say at least, I say 80%. I say 80% of the black race has been poisoned, has been bit by the white bite. I say 80%. I believe it's only 20% of us that's literally trying to find themselves. I believe it's like 3% of us that's literally upholding the Alkebulan traditions. I'm talking core practices. I'm talking about core practices from the H's down to the T, to the very essence. I believe it's only 3%. Our entire race has been poisoned. And they gotta give you the antidepressants to make sure that you stay in this poison. That they will give you things that will allow this poison to have a slow death, not an instant death. The poison is very, very slow. So they gotta give you the antidepressants. The antidepressants is the music. The antidepressants is the movies. The antidepressants is these podcasters. And I gotta do a podcast about these podcasts. Like, yes. Like, bro, I'm sick and tired of you black men and women coming on these platforms trying to give black people relationship advice when your relationship is not even in order. Please, listen, I'm not knocking people's hustle, but if you're going to give us any relationship tips, please at least be married for at least 20 years. Don't tell me this is your 6th relationship in the last 6 years. So every year you in a new relationship. Please stop coming on here disrespecting men, disrespecting women. These are people that's been bitten, that's poisoned. This is the poison. Our people is poison and we don't even know that we've been bit. The only people that ever knew that we was bit was the ones that came off the shores of the ship. You see when it rhymes? That's the only people that remember them being bitten. Anything after the so-called June 19th, even though it took you 2 years to even know that you was free. I think anything after that, because we was free and we didn't know nothing else to do but sharecrop and pick cotton. When they said you niggas was free, we said, well, damn, what do we do? I don't know how to do, Willie. Well, Willie said, let's go back to the master, ask the master for a job. And they went to the master's home. And the master said, sure, I will give you everything you want. You can come work. You can come join my church. You can do whatever you like. But just first make sure you, your family, and everybody that's around you accept Jesus Christ. Because the poison, the venom, the bite came with Jesus, came from your Vatican, came from your church, came from your temple, came from your religion, came from them. You can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Anybody that's going against what's being said right now are those that's been poisoned. Our community is poisoned. Our women is poisoned. Our children is poisoned. Everything that we touch is poison. These people have let the world know that they are the bloodsuckers of the entire world, bro. Every atrocity, all evil, all sicknesses, all diseases, all plagues, all misery, all suffering, all of it comes from these people. And I don't want to spoil you guys about that movie. But man, listen. Just know, let me just put it like this. When the devil dies, he doesn't go to hell. When the devil dies, he doesn't go to hell. See, in that movie, one of the actors decided to give the Lord's Prayer while he stood in front of the devil himself. And that Lord's Prayer was supposed to be the prayer to protect you from everything. As you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you should fear no evil, right? That when anything is going wrong and you need some connection to God, make sure you do the Lord's Prayer. And the young man was saying, my Father who are in heaven. And as I'm saying this, the demon was like, who are in heaven, thy kingdom come. The nigga started laughing and said, oh yeah, that's mine too. That's mine too. I used to love this when my dad used to say this. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But this is what's going on. We are poison people. Black America, Alkebulan kidnaps worldwide. From the east to the west, to the north to the south. I want you to understand that you are poison. You want to know how you're poisoned? Because you're poisoned because you don't know nothing about Alkebulan. You despise everything that's black. You measure yourselves by the ways of Europeans. I want to give a shout out to my Wiz again because I'm watching her develop into embracing her Alkebulanness. Oh, that sounds sexy. Alkebulanness. You heard that? I'm watching that. I'm watching how Black Girl Magic is embracing her Alkebulanness. You know what I'm saying? And my brothers that's embracing their Alkebulanness. Where brothers is not trying to hear the foo-foo. We don't want to hear the foo-foo. We want the truth. Excuse me, take that back. Because like I told my Wiz earlier, we can't want something that's not here. Everybody's proclaiming to have the truth. How can you have the truth when everything is a lie? So the only thing you can do is sit on the facts. What's the difference between the facts and the truth? See, the truth is whatever you want to believe to be true. The facts is the facts. See, the facts is, this is a fact. This is your truth. Your truth is you believe that God wrote the Biblos and it was put together and given to people. The facts is Europeans wrote it, got together in 1606, compiled, have it fully published by 1611. Just in time by 1619 when you niggas was taking off the boats and landed on Plymouth Rock. Okay? These are the facts. There's a difference between facts and your truth. Because let it be man, every man got the truth. But these same men that's proclaiming to have truth can never provide you with the facts. Your truth is we are the children of God. The facts is you can't prove that. And if we are the children of God, what documentations that justifies that we are the children of God? Because if you tell me the justification to prove that I'm a child of God comes from their story, their biblos, then I don't want that. Because there's not a God of minds that's going to allow me to go through all this trials and tribulations. Meanwhile, the devil is sitting back, sipping pina coladas every year. You're not going to tell me that my people, listen, listen, I'm getting sick and tired of black people talking about this almighty God. And no disrespect to the creators. This is not for them because the creators had absolutely nothing to do with this book. But I'm sick and tired of you guys saying this almighty, all-fearing God. How is this God Almighty, all fearing, when this man never took his anger out on the devil? Never. When you pay attention to the story, every time man did something, he took his anger out on man. But when the devil did something, he did nothing but kick him out and said, "Don't come back in my house." And then he gets kicked out in the house, and then books and chapters later, he's over here taking wages. Talking about the devil said, he's asking the devil, "Yo, where you coming from?" The nigga said, "Yo, I've been to and fro from the earth and back, causing chaos." Now, it's either that's a contradiction or something ain't right. But I already know who he was talking to. That nigga was talking to Jesus. Because only Jesus has the keys to heaven and hell. Remember, he said that. That wasn't me. Hold that bite. Listen, I'm still going through detox right now. There's days I'm shaking, I'm sweating, I'm looking like Jamie Foxx playing Ray Charles in the movie Ray. I'm over here shaking alone. I have to sleep alone, fighting off these demons. asking my ancestors and the creators to continue protecting me. Now that I know that I gotta let these heathens in, guess what? Guess what? Guess what, vampire? You're not invited. Oh, you would never be invited to my barbecue. You would never be invited to my wedding, babe. Listen, when that time comes, your friend's gonna have to get it from the Zoom. You're no disrespect. Before you know it, they come in. The minute they come inside your house, they sit down. I'm telling you, when you watch that movie, it's the same tactics. It come with peace, love, and joy. You letting them inside your house. Your very own family traditional mac and cheese will be changed within 48 hours. They're gonna come in one barbecue. They're gonna like, oh my gosh, this mac and cheese is so unbelievable. They're gonna go home and say, honey, they fucking up the mac and cheese. They gonna say, what? Yes, taste this. How you're putting seasoning in this. And the husband say, you know what? We're not gonna allow them to mess up this American tradition. Next barbecue, I'm going to say something, honey. And the wife said, yes, I'm going to say something too. And best believe, the next barbecue, they're there before the grill shows up, okay? They're there before the grill show up, patiently waiting for the chance to blow up. And they're not going to knock at your door. You may see them. They're going to say, they're going to say, hi, Shaquina. You're going to be like, hey, girl. You're going to look at your husband. You're going to look at Jaquan and say, what are they doing here? And they're going to look. And the black man probably gonna say, I don't know, but babe, don't bring them in here. And then it's gonna be the wife that's gonna say, but that's my coworker. We go to brunch every day. We're gonna let them in. Come on in. And then they come in. When they first came, they started off in the back of the club. Now, by the second, third invite, all of a sudden, they made their way to the center of the grill. And then they're going to wait for a song to come on. And they're going to tell the chef, hey, I got this. The chef going to be like, you sure? I'm like, come on, man. I've been here. How many barbecues I've been? Yeah, you right. And then meanwhile, while he's over here dancing or peeing or doing whatever he had to do, the poison is being injected into your food. And then before you know it, you took a bite. And then the first thing that came out your mouth was, hallelujah, this food is right. And then voila. And then everybody's going to say, yo, what's so different about it? And then here come Euro. I put my very special sauce, hummus and hum fries. Black people looking around said, did this nigga just give us some hummus? Then they're going to be the one compromised nigga. Yeah, but yo, bro, you ain't going to front and act like this ain't good. And then here comes the nigga. I ain't going to lie, that joint is kind of good. That joint do kind of slap, right? That's the new word, right? It do kind of slap. Kind of bate man them talk. The kind of slap, that's what you need. A slap in the face to wake up. And this is our problem. You know, it's all jokey joke, but in reality, this is how they come. We minding our business, singing, women dancing, we doing our chants and our rituals. Here come these niggas. I've come in the name of the Lord of Jesus Christ by the ways of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope Alexander the 15th, and he told me that you guys need to convert to Jesus because Jesus is the way. Now black people saying, Jesus? What a blood clot Jesus this? I said, you don't know Jesus? Come, hold my hands, take this book, close your eyes. The black man said, it don't sound that bad. I'm telling you, the first black people was like, yo, bro, run away, my nigga. Tell these niggas go home. Then it'd be the one compromised nigga. Say, no. And that's the one that's going to close their eyes, open their eyes, and they'll realize that they're on the path of pure genocide. They gave you a book, they took your land. They gave you a book that had the names of your land to make you see that the land, look, the book is for you. But give me the land. Look. Mumbri is here. It's in the Bible. Focus on this book. We're going to continue digging the holes and take all the diamonds in this land. Yeah, continue. Because we have been poisoned. And I've been saying this for years. Forget a reparation. F a reparation. I need complete separation. And I don't, listen, our separation is not just you go across the street. No. Our separation is, look, you niggas go back to Europe. You go back to Europe. You want to stay in America, you can stay in America. If you guys want to go wherever, you can go. But wherever black people reside, you are not invited. Wherever. And then they need to make a land particularly for the mixed breeds. You know what I'm saying? The ones that's super infected. Let them stay over there. Them niggas that's gonna turn that land into Dorkville and weirdo nonsense. Let that be over there. And then let the pure breeds, that the Alkebulans, get into their land, rebuild, restructure, do the necessary things for us to become a superpower, right? And matter of fact, we don't even want to be a superpower, because once you leave our premises and we never have to deal with you, there's no reason for me to be trying to be a superpower, because who I'm trying to go to war with? But then again, you are the seed of Alexander the Geek. You are the seed of Christopher Columbus. You are the seed of Leopold. You are the seed of Cecil Rose. You are the seed of Willie Lynch. You are the seed of Jim Crow. You are the seed of Edgar Hoover. Seed of Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln. And the list goes on. You guys are the seed. And no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you can never turn that off. And that's why we need separation. And for you wigger lovers, you need to go into that island too. Anybody that's sitting here that say, hey, that's not fair, you need to go to the island too. Because you sound just like the nigga in the movies. Like literally. When you watch the movie, all they was doing was chanting and singing like those that's coming straight out of a European choir. They was doing the Dutch dance and all of that. I'm talking about the what they call that, the shuffle toe, the hillbilly dancing on their heels, the healing. They was doing all of that. All of that. And the man was an Irishman. When you pay attention, you'll know where religion comes from. Irish. How far is Ireland from the Netherlands? Think about it. How far is it? Probably right next door. Probably in the same thing. Now, for those that don't know what's in the Netherlands, you go look. You go look that up. You know that portal that they was looking for? Yeah, it's in the Netherlands. But this bite, this poison, is for real. We are infected. We need to detox. We need to detox. We need an internal cleansing spiritual cleansing, mental, physical. We need all the cleansing we can receive. Because what's happening to us, I am watching the very greatness of blackness. I am watching it be destroyed. I am watching the Alkebulan kidnaps become the Alkebulan gift wrap, packing themselves up, handing themselves up to these heathens, opening themselves up, allowing these people to come in. Allowing these people to come in, allowing these people to come into our space, into our lives. And now that they are here, you see what they're doing to the community. All you got to do is let them in, and they're going to destroy it all, just like the movie. So if you ask me, have black people been poisoned by the white bite? You is damn right. Where does this bite come from? His name is Jesus Christ. People's gonna say, "Why you keep coming at the Lord, man? Leave him alone, man. You're gonna be condemned and you're gonna go to hell." I wouldn't want you to worry about if I'm going to hell. Let's just ask this question. For all the slave masters, plantation owners, I would listen, God would never put me in a space where they was and for me. My creators would never do that. Maybe your God, the one that's scared of the devil, that takes his anger out on man and never takes it out on the devil, knowing that the devil has been tempting everybody. If you know he got this power to tempt, why don't you just get rid of him so there'll be no more tempting? Why don't you just get rid of the devil one time so you wouldn't have to bring your son to die for us, to yet still leave the devil here, to let the devil still cause us to sin where we're dying. And now you're telling me because of that, when the time comes, when you decide to get your lazy ass from your throne to come downstairs and come talk to us, that's when you're going to take care of the devil. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, people, it's your brother man from the motherland. I came to you guys live. Once again, continue supporting. This is the podcast episode. This will be on YouTube. This will be on Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. It will be on Spotify. It will be on iHeartRadio. It will be on every platform that you need me to be on, where I can get my R. Kelly and find a heathen, Negro, heathenite to pee on, and pee on them with this word of facts. Because that's who we are. We are the Alkebulan kidnaps, and we want our land back. And that is a damn fact. Facts over beliefs. Facts over assumptions. Facts over insertions. Philosophies, ideologies, and all the nonsense that came with these heathen Socrates. You understand? Support the movement. Support your blackness. Find who you are. Chase who you are. Read the things that you need to read. Stop reading from the understanding and the ideologies of the Europeans. It's time for you to start reading and understanding the cosmology, the natural, the philosophies, the psychologies of your people. Stop thinking that our people is not smart enough to write a book. Stop thinking that your people is not smart enough to debunk and break out of this matrix. Anybody that has any level of doubt of the black man is because you have been poisoned. Anybody that has a doubt on the black man is because you have been poisoned. And now I'm out of here. It's your brother, man. You understand? And I'm going to holler at y'all. One.